So, hello all, and welcome to Wines of Italy Blab today. I'm Katerina, as always, from Great Wine Adventures. And hello to Saverio, Claudia, and Giovanni, who are the guests today from Villa La Ripa. Thanks, Blabstad. Thanks for your help, Jason. Thanks, Jason. And also hello to Susie, Chris, and Greg. So if you want to have any questions for them today, just write them, or if you want to jump in, you can also do that. Cheers, Jason. And so let's start. And I don't know, who of you wants to start to talk a bit about the area you are in, your winery? Perhaps if you present yourself, both Claudia and Saverio and Giovanni.
Claudia, you want to present it?
Yes, if you want to present yourself. I don't want. Who wants to start? Claudia, Saverio, or?
Saverio starts.
Okay. Okay. It's just an event we are going to have next Sunday. It will be about our wines, but especially about Etruscan style of life. Because there will be a very interesting afternoon with Etruscan food, Etruscan wine, and also Etruscan music, and that's really exceptional. And if you want, I can explain you what happens. Etruscan wine, because you have a friend who makes the wine in the very old style, all in jars. Made under the heart, and that's very special, and he will share this wine with us. Also, we will have some Etruscan food, because another friend makes some food with the recipes of Etruscan and Roman times. From Appicio was the writers was writing Etruscan, and both Etruscan and Roman recipes. And also we have a complex called Sinaulia, and they are going to sing songs, and especially using instruments they were copying really from the tombs, from the archaeological museum, and all of that. And this is they are going to make a music, and this is a very nice complex, because music complex, because they are going to they have been at the Colosseum in Rome. They have been playing there, and in a lot of places. If you just type Sinaulia in your computer in YouTube, you will find many things they have been doing.
If you talk a bit about the Syrah wine tasting, perhaps.
Yeah, because will be just starting, but we will also have to speak about Syrah. In fact, we were just winning as a winery a very good medal at the Syrah du Monde competition. It's a competition made in France where they test the best Syrah of all over the world, and we got a silver medal there, and that was really a good thing for us. So we thought to try to do again such a tasting here, and we will have a special and very good sommelier, Luca Radicchi, who is going to test a lot of Syrah coming from different parts of the world compared to ours. And this will be also very nice in the evening. And I would like to invite all the people there, if it's possible, or they can even join to us with our blab, which will be done for that evening, as you know.
Yes, because we're having a blab on Sunday afternoon. I think it's going to be noon for US time, and after 6 o'clock local.
No, 9 o'clock in San Francisco.
Yes, but I think some of them are on New York time, Eastern. So then I think it's noon. If you talk a bit more about your wines, perhaps, I don't know, do you want to present yourself too, Claudia, or?
Yes, hello everybody. I will talk about our cave at Villa La Ripa, and we are in Tuscany, in Arezzo. So it's near Florence, and we have our cave in a beautiful Renaissance villa. You can see some images and pictures if you write on Google Villa La Ripa. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful place with olives and olive tree and a lot of grapes. And we have got, we produce different kinds of wine. The principal are our red wine, but the different the characteristic of our cave is that we try to produce the best wine. So we try to have the optimum quality, and we produce our grape are Sangiovese, Syrah, Cabernet, and Merlot. This year we produce also a white wine. Its name is Namaste, and the name Namaste is not casual. Every wine we produce have a story behind, and Namaste is a way to say bye-bye in the Indian culture. And so it's our wine that we present to people that come to visit us. It's our wine that for present. And we have also a rosé wine that is blend with Sangiovese and Syrah, and it's very, very good, and it's difficult to find a good rosé wine because it's very difficult to produce good quality of rosé. In fact, rosé wines often oxidate. So we have a particular way to produce it to avoid oxidation of the wine. And so I think that is this the way to have very good quality of our wine. My father first talked about the Syrah wine that this year win a wonderful premium. In fact, we sent to a particular competition in France. Its name is Syrah du Monde, and it's in this competition take part only the best Syrah of the world, and our Syrah won the silver medal. So it's we are very proud of this. And on the 26th of June, you can taste it. At this, we will taste it together.
Can you talk a bit? Can you talk a bit more about the wine that won the medal?
Sorry?
Yes,
I mean, can you describe the wine a bit more? I mean, the blend, if it's Syrah and what other grape varieties?
This is just Syrah 100%.
Okay, Syrah.
The secret, well, but there's something very interesting about this wine because we were using a blend of different Syrah we are producing here, and because we just harvest the grape when it's perfectly mature. This is very important. So we were dividing our Syrah in at least 3 parcels, and we were harvesting them when the tannins were perfect. This was the secret of making a very good Syrah. Another interesting secret was the fact that we were fermentating part of it, all the bunch, without deraspating it.
Ah, so okay.
We were using also, how you call it, the rasp,
yes, the rasp, how do you say, the whole bunch of grapes.
Yeah,
you didn't separate.
But and this gives to that part a special structure and a special taste. And this part you don't use alone, but you mix in blend with the other parts to get optimum quality and an optimum balance. So that was the good idea behind our Syrah.
And for the aging, do you do it in steel and oak, or in barrique?
It stays in steel for a few months. Then it goes in French oak, Allier usually, and then after 1 year, we taste again all the different Syrah we were producing from different parts, and we make the blend. This is the way we usually behave. We always have, for any wine we produce 3 or 4 different wines, and then we make the blend, just to get more complexity, more equilibrium, and more taste from that.
Okay. So do you have any questions, people? You can just ask them to Saverio and Claudia. And if anybody wants to jump in, Greg, do you want to jump in for a while to ask something in person? And if you, let's say, we talk a bit more about the other wines too, just to because people are normally curious about the wines. So
another one which is quite famous to be produced is called Psycho.
Yes,
Psycho is the name is coming from the fact that I am a doctor. I'm a neuropsychiatrist, and so Psycho is coming from that. And it is half Cabernet and half Sangiovese. And this one was winning a silver medal at the decanter competition this year in London. Another wine we produce is called Peconio, and the name is the name of the old owner of Villa La Ripa. Old owner 2,000 years ago, because it was a Roman owner. We found his name in jars, and Peconio, so it's our Sangiovese 100%. And this also was winning a silver medal at the decanter competition, which is an evaluation of 92 points. So that was a pretty good evaluation. If you want, I can explain you something about this wine, because the characteristics.
Because they normally want to hear about the stories behind the wine. So
the Peconio characteristic is the fact that it's true Sangiovese, so not too much color, not too much, not too strong the color, not too strong the taste, but the extreme elegance. That's the characteristic of our Peconio. The elegance of the wine is extremely important, and we find in Peconio. Moreover, the smoothness of the tannins. This is also very important, I think, in Sangiovese, because a lot of Sangiovese you have maybe used to try have harsh tannins, bitter tannins. Our Sangiovese has been winning also, getting good results because the smoothness of the tannins. And this is again comes from the fact that we just harvest when we have perfectly mature grape. We divide the vineyard in different parts, and we at the end of September or October we go around different parts of the vineyard, and we try separately the skin, the juice, and the seeds. And only when the tannins of the seeds are very good, when they are not harsh, not bitter, we collect the grape. So if you have good tannins in the seeds, you will have good tannins in the wine, because 80% of the tannins of the wine comes from the seeds.
Yes.
So the idea is that you get perfect tannins there, and then you will have perfect tannins in the wine. And this is what I think happens with Peconio. But I see we have another person.
Yes.
So I invite him to be present. Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
This is Greg from Britain. So I don't know. Do you have any question?
Something I picked up on one of the wines he was talking about was you use French oak.
French oak, yeah.
From Allier. which is
from Allier. Yeah. It's and we may use that. We have also a small quantity of American oak, but it's just to give a bit of complexity. But I have just two barrels of American oak. Right. That's all.
Just for subtle.
Yeah.
And how old are your vines?
My vines. Well, I have two kind of vines. I have the old vines are now 80 years old, 100 years old, so very, very old. But the new vines I was planting myself because I was not able to plant the vines 100 years old. The new vines are about 15 years old. The one you see now in the Blab by Giovanni.
You can see the photo of the vineyard.
Yes. You know, I've been reading your website while you've been talking earlier, so I was trying to catch up on some information, but I just picked that up when you were saying about the vinification and using French oak.
Yeah, I think this is not in the Blab, in the site exactly, because it's almost a secret of the property, but now it's not anymore a secret. But I think that it's really where the quality is coming from. Yeah. Of course, we reduce the crop. We have a crop of 4 bunches for wine, so less than 1 kilogram of grape for wine. But the main secret is the fact that we really harvest the grape only if the tannins are perfect. This may be a problem in September and October, because if there is rain, you may risk to lose everything. You know what I mean? Yes. Because you have almost perfect grape, but it's raining and the molds come out.
Well, generally, the last 2 weeks are critical for winemaking and wine production.
Critical for everything, because if you have very good weather, you will have fantastic wine. If you start raining, that may be a big problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see we have a lot of people here. So for all the new ones, I just wanted to present the winery again. So this is Villa La Ripa with Saverio, the owner, and his daughter Claudia and Giovanni. So we're talking about the winery, their wines, and also that they're having this wine event on Sunday that Saverio talked about before. And we will actually be doing a Blab live from the wine tasting on Sunday, which I think will be noon for Eastern time in the US and 9 in the morning for LA time. So if anybody wants to join our Blab live and see the wine tasting directly in their winery, I think you are very welcome on Sunday. And I will be there too, but it's their event. So any questions from the rest of the crowd? Otherwise, just we were talking about the Citro and the Sangiovese wines, and you were talking about the vineyards and the age of the vineyards. Anything else you want to say, Saverio, about
something about rosé wine? Because our rosé is called Spazio Libero, and Spazio Libero means free space in Italian. Because I always say that wine is the free space of my life, and this is the reason. Yeah, but it's a very interesting subject, how you can try to make a good rosé, because as many of you know, a lot of rosé are not good. Some have Madeira taste, a taste of Madeira, of Vinsanto, as we say in Italy. So it's oxidized taste. Others have a bitter taste, and others are too sweet. But why this happens? The point is that in rosé wine there are not tannins, there are just a few anthocyans, just a small color. Now, this few anthocyans means that the rosé wine is quite frail, has not got antioxidants, because tannins are important antioxidant. Anthocyan, the color, is an important antioxidant. Now, what happens is that a lot of rosé during the vinification process, during fermentation and later, get too much oxygen, and the oxygen oxidize them and give the smell of Madeira. And this is not pleasant at all, because you feel something which is not absolutely pleasant. You want something fresh in the rosé wine. You don't want to have a Madeira wine. So this is the first problem. Another problem is that when the rosé wine is oxidized, anthocyane became bitter, because the oxidation makes them bitter. And so this is why a lot of rosé are bitter, because of the oxidation of anthocyane. And even worse, a lot of rosé are sweet because the producer, when tastes this wine, says, "Oh, this is bitter." What has to do? He has to add sugar. So they add sugar to the rosé. So if you want to make a very good rosé, you have to avoid oxidation. This is very important. And in fact, we really do a lot of tricks to avoid oxidation. The most important one is to use argon, a noble gas, which avoid oxidation. Is heavier than oxygen, so it makes a kind of blanket on the wine, and so the wine touch oxygen the first time when it's in your glass after you take out from the vat. So this is, I think it's one of the most important wine we produce, because from the most difficult one, for sure.
Yes.
Any question?
Okay. Now, they asked about the grape varieties, but Giovanni replied before I had time. So it's 50% Sangiovese and 50% Syrah.
Yeah, exactly. It's 50% Sangiovese, 50% Syrah, exactly.
Could I go back to the rosé winemaking?
Yeah.
You whole bunch ferment and then you separate to get the color, right? As opposed to blending white and red, yeah. You make
no.
You make a traditional rosé where you whole bunch fermentate and then separate to get the color.
Well, the rosé is done from red grape.
Yes.
Just from red grape. We leave, since all the color is in the skin, the anthocyane is in the skin, white, the juices without color is white, not white, without color.
Yeah.
We leave in contact the juice with the skin just 3-4 hours maximum.
Sure.
So there is just a small quantity of color can cross from the skin to the juice.
No, I was just curious. I mean, I'm trained as a winemaker, but I was just giving it more for the benefit of other people, saying that you make rosé how it should be made, as opposed to mass production rosé is basically a blended wine of white and red. And that is poor quality. You are making the genuine,
I agree completely.
The genuine article, yeah. So,
I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
It's just this is the only way to make rosé.
No, and it's difficult as well getting the balance, and obviously it changes from year to year because it depends on the harvest and it depends on the quality of the grapes and the ripeness and everything. So
I am absolutely true. I'm always always fear for rosé wine till the last day, till when it's in the bottle. Because everything can happen. There have been some years I've been losing all my rosé in the day before bottling, indeed. Because even a small mistake, you are not allowed to do any mistake. While for red wine, if you make a mistake, you can solve the problem, but not for rosé. Rosé is, the proper rosé is extremely difficult,
and it's very delicate. You know.
It's very delicate.
No, well, thank you. No, I was just curious because
you're right.
Especially you using blanketing for oxidation, prevention. You are using modern methods, but you're also using traditional methods, and there is a blend to get balance.
I agree with you. Our place is a very old place. We have. I mean, the house was made in the Roman time at the beginning, so it's 2,000 years of history. But some of our vines are 100 years old. But in any case, you have to use all the modern way to make the best wine, but in balance with your history.
Yes, yes.
But do you also do because some producers now do kind of a half red vinification process where they also make the rosé, do the malolactic fermentation. Do you do that too, or you only leave it with the grape skins for a short period?
Well, the malolactic fermentation, you mean for rosé or for the reds?
No, for rosé.
No, we don't allow malolactic fermentation because, I mean, that's is the problem of the kind of rosé you want to get. Because if you make malolactic fermentation, your rosé will become a bit tired.
Yes, yes.
It can ferment the flavor because it's very delicate wine, and also the other problem you have is obviously it increases the alcohol, so then you have an imbalance in alcohol and then flavor of the wine. So you are trying to get the balance.
But another thing I want to say about rosé is the fact that using these tricks I told you, noble gases, all of that, to avoid fermentation, allows our rosé to be to keep in the bottle for 2 or 3 years, while usually a rosé after 6 months, 1 year is not good anymore. But here it happens that I am trying rosé made in 2013, and they are still very good.
And also you want to keep the freshness of the wine, and obviously good acidity. So you want the malic acid.
Exactly. And it's also very interesting wine, I think, for cooking, for pairing with food, because indeed I realized that it pairs with a lot of modern food, the food we like more now, because you don't like heavy food now. You like quite not light food.
I'm just trying to.
What happens? Okay.
She's showing.
Sorry, I was all in the dark.
Shutting her blinds. Now you can see you better.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm coming back. Okay, this is very interesting. So anybody else who has any questions about rosé wines? Because Saverio here is very interesting in his explanation. Do you want to say something, Claudia? Do you want to add something?
I think we say a lot of things interesting, and I suggest you to connect with Blab on Sunday, because it will be a very nice afternoon day, and you can see our product, our wines, and we will do in direct the tasting of the wine, and that it's very, very nice, and to see together, to understand the smell, the flavor, the taste of our wine. So I suggest us to follow us.
Okay, so perfect. I think Giovanni has put a link several times to your Facebook page, so if you need it again, I'll put it again. There was a question about the food pairings with your rosé wine. They're curious about what do you think is the best food pairing?
Yeah. I paired with a lot of things, of course, like all pairings. But the one I prefer is with fish with tomato, with fish soup, indeed. With fish soup, our rosé is fantastic. What we call caciucco in Tuscany is the fish soup they make on the coast with all different kind of fish, tomato, garlic, and the rosé is perfect because it's able to pair this food, which is quite strong, because our rosé is not, it has a personality, it has structure, so it goes with even with the structured food. That is probably one of the best things I have.
Because it's also a bit spicy, the caciucco, for those of them who doesn't know it.
Also spicy, and
the acidity of the rosé is good there because it kind of.
And the spice coming from Syrah.
Yes.
Because you know it has even a white pepper smell, and
Yes.
so that white pepper spicy smell goes very well with caciucco, with fish soup.
Yes.
I think also bouillabaisse would be a good
Yes.
good pairing. But in any case, it's also very nice with delicate cheese and with vegetables. If you have vegetables, not boiled, but cooked with some tomato, with some spices, it's very, very pleasant as well.
Somebody asked if it would be good with spicy Indian food too. Do you think it would work with spicy?
With Chinese?
Yes, with the Indian or like Asian fusion?
Yeah. What do you think, Claudia?
I think it's very good if you go to a Chinese restaurant or Indian, and they usually don't have good wine to drink. If you carry your bottle of Spazio Libero, it will be perfect dinner.
That's what, because we always do like that. Because at least in Italy, I don't know, in other countries it's different, but in Italy, this Indian or Chinese restaurants, they usually don't have very good.
No. They have their own beer or something.
But it goes very well with this food, their food, because it's spicy food again. So in a way, we can conclude that the spicy food goes very well with rosé, with our rosé at least.
Yes. Okay, any other questions about the wines? Do you want to know anything about the other?
The wines.
Let's see if there are any other questions.
Well, I think that someone says that Indian food goes very well with Gewürztraminer.
Yes.
Well, I agree. That's true, because Gewürztraminer has a lot of spice and a lot of, also usually quite a lot of body. The only problem I see in Gewürztraminer, that's a lot of them are a bit too sweet, too aromatic as well. While the rosé wine has not so much sweetness, and so it's, in my opinion, goes well.
But generally, you say the Gewürz of the Alsace region are the best for Indian and Asian, I think, because I think the Aldradish is a bit too sweet or too aromatic.
I think that we can organize a blab tasting all together with Gewürztraminer, with the food, Indian food, and wine coming from different parts of the world.
So somebody asked if they can find your wine in Canada, or how they can find your.
No, the problem is that our production is very small. I produce just 10,000 bottles at the moment.
Oh.
So it's a very small production. I can ship all over the world, but I have not importers outside Italy, because they always want too many bottles. So I have not that.
So if they write you,
they can write me. I can ship the wine all over the world. This is quite cheap, because shipping now is not cost very much for wine. And also, the people can pay the wine the price we sell here, which is much lower than the price people sell in the United States.
So that's good. Anyone who wants their wine, you can write Saverio or Claudia, and you can get the same price as in Italy, not the price of the US.
That's good. So there's no distributors in the UK, no?
Well, not. I've been winning a lot of medals in UK. A lot of people was asking me to in UK, but they were always asking me for 5,000 bottles, 6,000 bottles, and I couldn't give them because I don't produce. Maybe in the future I will produce more, but not so many.
And your production is aimed more at quality, not quantity, anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But if you come to Italy, you are all invited to Villa La Ripa in Arezzo, Tuscany, and we will have together a nice. And if Giovanni you can write my mail. You can write my mail. You can get in touch with me before coming, or with Claudia, and we organize a tasting here.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Book the trip soon, I see.
Yes. I have reported the email and the contact in the chat. In any case, the website is villalaripa.it, and the email address is info@villalaripa.it.
Okay, I gave you an email.
Right.
Yeah, that's perfect. And otherwise, just tweet me or anyone, and I'll send it further to them. Anybody? Yes, I can post it on Twitter. No problem. I'll post it later on Twitter, and for those of you who want it again, we can tweet the contact with the link, and then you can find them and write to Saverio. Yes. Any more questions about the rosé or about the other wine, the Syrah, which you can learn more about on Sunday too? Anything you want to add?
If we have 1 second, everyone.
Yes, as long as you want.
Yeah, I just want to tell you something about 2 things we are doing now at the moment. Very innovative things we are doing. The first one is our brandy. We made the brandy coming distillated from a passito wine. So before we made
I didn't even know that.
This was something foolish. So I don't tell very because we produce from 5 acres 700 bottles of brandy, so nothing.
Okay.
500 milliliters, so very very small. So this brandy is called this Gran Passo, in fact, as Giovanni is writing, and it is a coming from distillation of a passito, and so it keeps a lot of fantastic smell. It's difficult to explain, but it has it's plenty of perfumes, perfumes going from nuts to grape to resins,
yes.
to almonds, but even tobacco, even cigar, a lot. It's one of the products that I love more. It is just curiosity because we produce a very small quantity, but it is something really good. And the other thing we are going to do in this moment is chocolate aged in barrique.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, yes, nobody knows, because this is something we just do, and it's something which is really special. It's a chocolate that staying in barrique in a special, within a special techniques, which again it's made to avoid strong oxidation, to reduce the oxidation. This chocolate changes its taste. The tannins which are in the chocolate become much smoother, and you get a fantastic product. It's something that we in the future you will hear about, because it's something that is really special. But we are just at the beginning. But I think that in 1 year you will hear much more about that.
Okay, that's very interesting. I didn't know that. Do you have any questions, guys, here in the chat? Please ask more questions if you want to.
I was just curious about the name of the Psycho wine.
Well, I'm a doctor.
How did that happen?
Yeah. Well, it happens that. Well, you know, I've been losing money for about 1 decade with my wines, and can you guess who was paying for me to make for my passion of wine? Well, I tell you, my psycho patient.
Oh, fair enough.
So the wine is dedicated to them.
That's cool. So Lynn asks what you do with
half Cabernet and half Sangiovese. That one is half Cabernet Sauvignon and half Sangiovese. Cabernet gives more structure, more intensity, and while Sangiovese comes out with its flavor and with its elegance. That's the idea.
Yeah.
So Lynn asked what you do with the chocolate. Are you going to sell it, or are you going to?
Yeah, at the moment is under evaluation by 5 3-star Michelin restaurants. They are. I think that they will go just in this way, because it's very difficult to produce, and we can produce just a small quantity every year, because it really takes a lot of work. But it may be that in the future we are deciding to sell even to the general public.
Cool, very interesting.
Well, we will see. And I hope that everybody will be at our Blab
on Sunday. Yes,
on Sunday, yeah, because you will see the evening, and it will be very interesting. You will be also hear good music by this group. If you are curious to see what was the music in at the time of the Etruscan time, you can have an idea, because they were making the instruments in the same way. Of course, nobody knows exactly what this Etruscan people was making as music, but from their instruments you can imagine what they were doing.
Yes.
Sounds interesting.
No, it's going to be very cool, because we're going to be in the end of the Syrah tasting, so you can actually see a part of the tasting going on live. So that can be very cool, I think, for the people who are following. And you can also see Saverio and the sommelier doing the wine tasting. Will be live, so that will be very cool to listening to them too.
Yeah, and at the end there will be, for the people present, sorry, but you can in any case you can come here. We will be the tasting for just a few people, extracted of a bottle of Sassicaia 2004.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the prize.
So you have to come at the end. Just take a flight and come for Sunday.
Yes.
Just waiting for you.
You have to book a flight tomorrow, so you can be.
Yeah, well, you can come for Sunday. You have time to stay here, and it's not expensive to stay. Just the entrance here is just 10 euros. So I mean, you are losing the flight, but no problem. Huh?
True. You should all come.
Yeah. So we wait.
Okay, so I think this was a very good blab. Do you want to add something, Claudia? Do you want? Otherwise, I think we can finish here, and then we see each other on Sunday again.
I think I can finish. This is our picture of the event with the Etruscan picture, and you can find all our information on the site of Facebook. There is all our program. But I think we say everything about it, and I say that we wait for you, and I hope you enjoy this blab. And if you have any curious, you can write us on our web mail. And if you wanted to try our wine, just write us, and they are very good.
Okay. Ciao a tutti. Ciao a tutti.
So thank you to everybody who was here. Thank you to Greg, to Saverio, Claudia, and Giovanni, and to Marla, Chris, Lynn, Penny, and all the others who are here today, to Wine and Teach, and to all the rest, to Susie, who was here before. And next Tuesday we will be back with another producer. You can check my blog on Grapevine Adventures to read more. And also I will be tweeting about the blab on Sunday. So for all of you who wants to be there, you can just follow the tweets from me or from Villa La Ripa. And I think it's like noon for Eastern time and 9 for California time. So I think Marla is coming to Italy soon, so I'll bring you to Villa La Ripa. And thank you all again, and I see you next Tuesday or on Sunday. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.